Imagine waking up to find that the world's most critical shipping lanes are, suddenly bolted shut right at the exact moment the global internet is basically being cut in half.
Yeah, it's a terrifying thought.
Right. Well, welcome to today's deep dive into the Daily Tech Reader's 6 a.m. news brief from August 19th, 2026.
Mhm.
Our mission today is to figure out how this massive, really rapid fracture of both the physical world and our digital systems is actually unfolding. So, okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, it's really an unprecedented level of global decoupling, and I mean, it's happening at breakneck speed. Let's start with the physical choke point. The Strait of Hormuz is at a complete standstill right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Washington is officially insisting the waterway remains open, but Tehran is declaring it closed until its geopolitical demands are met.
And it's definitely not just an idle threat. I mean, the briefing notes that only 6 commodity vessels actually crossed on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Just 6.
Which is nothing for that route.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, the UAE just detected 2 ballistic missiles hitting the sea nearby. And Abu Dhabi didn't even wait for a formal investigation. They just immediately suspended all trade and financial transactions with Iran. So what does this all mean for the listener's wallet if this artery stays blocked?
Well, what's fascinating here is how that geopolitical posturing translates directly into financial mathematics. It's not just about a physical barricade of ships.
Right.
When missiles splash down in a vital waterway, maritime underwriters completely panic. The insurance premiums to move cargo through that risk zone skyrocket so high that the math of moving the boats it simply breaks down.
Right, because they literally can't afford the insurance.
Exactly. Major ship owners are freezing routes to avoid those military and insurance risks. And because of that, Brent crude oil just spiked to a 3-week high of $91.79 a barrel.
Wow. So it's a financial freeze-out just as much as a physical one. If supply is disrupted long enough, we're looking at crude shooting back up to triple digits.
Precisely. And this raises an important question. What happens when this exact same pressure cooker environment hits our technology?
Right, the digital side.
Yeah, because the geopolitical friction slicing up physical oceans is now being used to build digital border walls. Washington is currently preparing to force partner countries to make a binary choice. They either integrate entirely with the American artificial intelligence framework or choose China's competing ecosystem.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Because I can understand how you block a physical strait with a missile, but how do you realistically build a wall against code?
It's a lot harder.
It is.
Yeah.
China's AI sector is exploding right now. You have companies like DeepSeek heavily undercutting Western AI prices.
Yeah.
And China's Unitary Robotics just hit the public market and surged, 600%?
Yeah, a huge debut.
And there's this massive contradiction in the briefing about how watertight this digital wall actually is.
Oh, you're talking about the crypto backdoor?
Exactly. The U.S. government is actively trying to restrict access to Chinese AI models for security reasons. But at the exact same time, there's a newly federally chartered, Trump-backed cryptocurrency company called World Liberty Financial.
Right.
And they're supporting a venture called WorldClaw, which explicitly uses crypto tokens to offer access to those exact restricted Chinese AI models. How does that mechanically work? How does a token punch a hole in a jurisdictional wall?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it really comes down to the architecture of decentralized finance.
Okay.
When someone uses a crypto token via WorldClaw to access an AI model like DeepSeek, they aren't wiring money through a highly regulated U.S. bank. The crypto token acts as a borderless API key.
Oh, interesting.
Right, so it pays a decentralized relay to ping the Chinese AI server. That entirely anonymizes the end user and bypasses traditional financial choke points. Washington is casting this big jurisdictional net, but decentralized code just slips right through the holes.
So the market just builds a cryptographic tunnel underneath the government's bilateral wall.
Exactly. Regulation moves at the speed of bureaucracy, but capital moves at the speed of code. Businesses are highly incentivized to access the cheapest, most efficient AI tools available.
And that economic demand doesn't vanish just because a geopolitical line is drawn on a map.
It doesn't. And that directly impacts you, listening right now. From the price of a tank of gas dictated by a frozen shipping lane to the underlying code of the AI tools you use at work, these fractures literally dictate your daily reality.
It's wild to think about how all these pieces collide, and it leaves you with something pretty profound to mull over. If international tech markets truly do fracture, with one side of the globe training on American data and another on Chinese data, will future AI systems eventually develop completely different versions of logic and reality? depending entirely on which side of the digital border their servers sit.